Do you need encouragement to turn tragedies into your own triumphant life story? If so, this podcast is for you. Listen to powerful guests who have persevered through challenges so you can gain strength to build your championship life. The host of Professor of Perseverance podcast, Dr. James Purdue.
Hey, let's do this thing called getting all fired up. Let's get motivated, inspired. Let's get something out of this podcast. Again, grab a gold nugget. Grab 3 or 4 of them in their way there, but get one great big nugget that when you come through your next hardship, trials, tribulation, challenges, difficulty, you know what I'm talking about. Use this to help you springboard forward. And don't take it to the grave with you. It's no good then. Pay it forward. Give it to someone else. Help them get through whatever they're going through. All right, welcome to the show here. It's going to get started here. I met her. I was actually in a speaking contest and met her. She was part. Well, if y'all met the other Jess who is on here. She's a judge. Jess was a judge. Can't think the other guy. You'll remind me here, Amber. And then Kevin, that's exactly correct. Kevin, the 3 judges. And then we had a few other people that I met on the contest that came on as well. So it's going to get started here. She has developed muscular sclerosis, and we're going to go through her disability and then talk about her entrepreneurship. She's on the move.
That's true. James, thank you so much for having me. I'm crazy, so it's been hard to get this scheduled, but it's been one of my top priorities, and I'm just so humbled and grateful that you would even ask me to be on here. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, stop the podcast now. We take all the compliments before anything changes. We're done, Amber. Thank you. All right.
Is it?
Hey, I love your background there. I love that. Someone's done some nice decorative painting for you.
Yep, Amazon. That's who did it.
Oh, there you go. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Well, somebody did it to get you prepared for you to have it. So
that's right. That's right.
All right, Amber. So muscular sclerosis, like I said, a friend of mine married a girl, and we met her. She was from Florida. Well, she's back home in Florida, and she has MS. And we got to talking. And when I met her, she was already in a wheelchair. But he had met her in college, and she was up walking around and had progressed that much that when I met her in the wheelchair. And I told you before we got started, she's bedridden now, gone back home in Florida. She's had one child that's grown up, and he's a grown now. But yeah, she's Kim. We're talking about you. If you ever get in and listen, Kim, get you on here and tell your story, Kim. All right, Kim from Florida. All right, Amber. So I don't know a whole lot about this MS. I know a little bit. I know the myelin sheets get stripped away somehow, and from there. So, but you go ahead and throw us in where we need to get started to catch up with you, and you're the star of the show now.
Oh, absolutely. So multiple sclerosis manifests differently in everybody. There can be, sometimes it's invisible. People don't know, people don't see. I get a lot of flack because I have a handicap tag. And one of the things, like, because it messes with your brain and your entire nervous system, your spine, it can impact almost anything. It's kind of like the nerves have to travel from your brain down your spine. And sometimes if there's things called lesions, they have to jump over them. So wherever the lesions hit, it could impact anything. It could impact your nerves, your muscles. It could impact your eyesight, your walking. So everybody presents differently. So if you say, oh, well, this person has MS and you don't look like them. Well, because we're different. It's impacting different parts of our body. For me, it impacts mobility. Like, I haven't been able to feel the bottom of my feet for a long, long time. And I'm a trip hazard, but I can walk, and I'm thankful for that. One of the things, though, I don't like to lean into it too much, James, because one thing that I've learned is your mind can get you through a lot of stuff. A couple years ago, a doctor, my muscles were just going down, and they always just review everything. And a doctor told me if I didn't start taking it seriously, that I wouldn't be walking for the next 6 months. And he was so wrong, because what he thought that I wasn't taking seriously was me rejecting the victim mentality of I have a disability, because I feel like the second I hear that there's progression or something's wrong, then suddenly I start feeling it. Suddenly, oh, I feel disabled. Do I have a disability? Yes. Is it incurable? Yes, they haven't found a cure for it. I take medication, I do the best I can, I eat healthy. But one thing I try to do is protect my mind, because I think I have the longest chance of having the most ability and capabilities if I believe that I can do what I set out to do. And so it's not that I reject my doctors. I love my doctors. I just I just don't want to hear that I'm not going to be walking in 6 months. And here's the interesting thing: I'm still walking. So he was wrong about that, and
Now, is that
it's
on month 7 now or 3 years
it's
later?
it's 2 years later,
Okay, so 2 years.
and so yep. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, just the sad thing is when people not going through any disability, whatever it is, they lump us all in the same category. I'm a spinal cord injury, but mine's quadriplegic. I broke my neck, but then they can see me move my arms, even though I can't move my fingers, and they go, "Well, you're not a quadriplegic. Quadriplegic can't move anything," or a paraplegic
Hmm.
has lower extremities affected, but they have
Hmm.
all their upper body, and they're going, why aren't you like him? And same thing with
Exactly.
MS. MS, same thing. Cancer, people think the same thing. They know it's in different areas, but whatever. Hey,
Yeah.
look who we have visiting for us. Pansy.
Hey, Pansy, how are you?
So,
Good to
and
see
yes,
you.
Pansy has been on the show before too, as well. So,
Oh
all
yeah.
right. But yeah, people want to lump us all again when everything is a lot different. And to go back to the doctor thing, I think sometimes they give us the bad news, and if we do better, they can't sue. Today's a sue happy world. They're suing for everything. So
It's
if they
very
go,
litigious.
if they go, Amber, you're good for the next 5 years before we think anything's really. But if you start going down in 3 years, wait a minute, he lied to me. He gave me false hope. I'm going to sue him. So I don't think they give us what we can so that somebody don't come back after them. That's what I think sometimes. I know it's stupid, but so they tell us all the bad stuff we won't be able to do. That way, if you do better, whew, I'm out of this. So, they're not going to sue me for what they can do better. So,
Exactly. Well, I agree with some of that. Also, I think, James, doctors, they they're meant to be doctors, right? Like surgeons want to do surgery, doctors want to prescribe medicine. So they want to do the thing that they've studied to do. And so I appreciate that. I just think that we know our bodies so well. We know what we can do. We know what we can't do. The doctor's not feeling our pain. The doctor's not walking in our shoes or not walking in our shoes. The doctor's not living our lives. And so you have to know that they have a specialty, and you can take that and do with that what you need to do to make you better. And outside of that, to me, I just want to live the best life possibly that I can, and that means having a strong mental fortitude for me.
oh
So
yeah, and I definitely believe having the mindset, positive attitude, takes you a longer way than again. Who is that? Zig Ziglar. He said the mindset won't give you everything, but it'll give you more than what the negative mindset would do. I'm
absolutely.
paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing. People don't hold me to that. I'm paraphrasing. So, but it's something like that. Yeah, you're gonna do more than if you were negative. So,
Absolutely. So I don't let it define me. One thing that I will say, and I think it's going to go into the next section, is um I my dad passed a couple years ago, and when I was going through that, I noticed that we don't talk about end of life care, and end of life care is something that's really near and dear to my heart. And as we struggle, because he lived the American dream, right? Like he had retirement and social security and all the things, and it didn't help him in the end with end of life care. He
yeah,
made too much money to qualify for government assistance, didn't make enough to get into a nicer place. So he needed a lot of help at the end, and that like put a mirror to my face because I was like, what am I going to do? I don't have children. I don't really have a support system. What does my care look like in the future? And so that alone sent me into this, I've got to develop a future for myself. Like I have a job, but more than this job, I need to be financially independent. And so I decided I wasn't going to let limitations define me, and I was going to go into entrepreneurship. So I'm doing a lot around that actually. I've been in real estate, buying businesses. I've raised a lot of capital. I'm a fund manager. I do public speaking. We do events business, and all of it is just like a passion. And so what what it taught me, James, is that literally you don't have to let anything define you. Go after what you want to go after and execute on it. And not everybody can do every single thing. We're not all created equal, but we all have unique capabilities that the next person doesn't have. Whether it's something that we can talk about, whether it's our communication or our brain, things we can think and brainstorm about, being a thought partner, or things we can physically do. I think we have so much potential, and most people don't use half the potential that they have. And that's what I've come to know.
Yep, I agree with that. Somewhere we lose, like I said, the passion, but our directions of what we want to do. We get stable in a certain area, and now we
Hmm.
don't want to rock the boat. Now we're comfortable where we're at instead of trying to shoot for a little bit more. Yeah,
That's right.
yep, that is true. I'm like you. I got my mom with dementia. I moved her in with me now. Um, yeah, I'm not. I'm like you at the end of the care and everything. I saw on TV some funeral thing or whatever, and they said Social Security only paid $255 out of, and I'm going, geez, this is pathetic that people have to live like this. And I'm like you, I don't have
Yeah.
any children, so I know if I have to ever go to a nursing home, they're going to drug me up, make me sleep all day because I'll be going, you're not doing it right. You know, that's not the way I do it. Y'all need to do it my way to help me. And so they'll have me sleeping 24 hours a day. So
It's a hard thing, and I think that the only way out of it is to um create a plan, right? Create a plan. And so that's what I'm working on, honestly.
there you go.
Plan for the
Uh,
future.
see, Payne says, girl, I think about this too. Have a family, but don't want to be a burden to them, and that's a lot of us. We just don't want to be that burden to us. A good endpoint, there, Pansy. But yeah, that's a lot of it. We just don't want to be that burden.
Hmm.
So
And I refuse to be like, I know that I talk about it a lot. I have a higher power. I'm a Christian, so I pray, and I know God's got a plan for my life. I know that he he's ordering these footsteps, and it's not perfect. Um Having a disability is not perfect. Life's not perfect. My entrepreneurship's not perfect. My job's not perfect. The government's shut down right now. I don't know when in the future you guys may be listening to this podcast, but as of right now, the government shut down, and it's impacted a lot of people, including me. And so how I have to live is that it not just Amber having a plan, but God having a plan. And that faithfulness is what gets me through day to day. So
amen, sister. I too many times want to intervene and throw my plan into God's plan, and
yeah,
sometimes more than not, it doesn't work out as good. So
that's right.
yeah, but that's just us being human nature from that.
Hmm.
So all right, I'm going to ask this before we get going and moving on. But you're talking about your disability. Obviously, people can see I'm in a wheelchair and they know something's wrong with me. And you have what's called an invisible disability or a hidden disability.
Hmm.
You're walking around, looks healthy as possible, but then people take it different. They
Yeah.
don't. They don't seem to understand it. If it's not where I can see it and be visible, I don't. They don't seem to understand it. So there's one
Hmm.
time we were in Florida, and
Hmm.
I was in and I could drive, but this day I was in the passenger seat. My brother was driving. Well, he got
Yeah.
out at the store, and all of a sudden, someone's yelling at him because we parked in the handicap parking, and yelling at him, "You don't look disabled." You know, the hidden disability. He's not disabled, but I'm in there with him. And so he
Right.
gets my wheelchair out of the car, and I get into the thing, and I said, "Do I count?" And because then they're apologizing, but again, they shouldn't be yelling at him. He could have had a hidden disability, but yeah, people don't seem to understand that.
A similar thing happened to me. I I can fall really easily if I walk long periods of time. I actually can walk better than I can stand still, and that's interesting. So if as long as I keep moving, I'm okay. But if I stand, I get wobbly, shaky, like I have a hard time. And so I fought against getting a disability pass for a long time, and the doctor said, no, 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 you're a fall hazard. You don't need to do
Yeah,
this. And so when I get
you're
really
in
hot,
denial.
I trip. And so one day I parked in a spot. It had been a really rough day. I had already fallen. My foot was dropping a lot. And so I parked in a handicap spot. And this woman drove up. And the sad thing is she also had a child with disability. So she was like, I don't see that you have a disability. Like you're despicable. Like she just said all of these things. And she's like, my
Wow.
child, look at what you're doing. She's like, you are taking a spot that my child needs, like really
Yeah.
shaming me. And I was like, I regret calling her lady. I've said this before. I was like, lady, you don't know. Like, you don't know anybody's circumstances. And then I had this guilty, like I kind of we exchanged and I told her, I showed her. She said, let me see your handicap pass. At first I was like, no, and then I did let her know so she knows I'm not lying. But at the end of the day, you don't have to prove it to anybody. And I felt really guilty because I was like, well, man, maybe her daughter needed it more than me. But at the end of the day, when I told my family, they were like, "You needed it. Like, what would have happened if you would have fallen 10 steps prior and who would have helped you?" And all
It's
of these
first come,
things.
first
So,
serve. I'm sorry.
yeah.
So yeah, you didn't have to prove anything to her, but I mean, I would have turned the table. According to the American Disabilities Act, I don't have to prove that I'm disabled, and the law says that's
Mhm.
what I would have done. But I think it's ashamed of her that she has a child with disability. She should know more about the hidden disability as well.
And
Okay.
maybe she runs into it a lot, right? Like I run into a lot of people who don't look like they have a disability but park in a handicapped spot. I actually see a lot of delivery drivers do it, and I'm like, I know y'all don't have a
Oh,
disability.
I can
And
imagine.
so I try to give as much grace as possible because people, it is real. People do steal handicapped spots and I don't think they should. And my point being is try to try to judge people based on intentionality and not based on what you think. You know what I mean? Like don't judge the harshest actions
Yeah,
that
yeah,
people take. Judge by how you would want to be judged. And I think that's the way to live life for sure.
yeah. Jan Fansler, thank you for coming in. Amen. God, it's got a plan for us all. All right, way to preach it there, Jan. Thank you for being on. So, yeah, yeah, just I tell you the hardest thing that I found when I went back to college to work my doctorate, I seen too many people parking in the handicaps up there, driving their grandmother's car. And of course, grandmother's at home, so they can get in and out quicker. So that somehow they got to get those tags and placards back once someone's been just. And I know that's a lot of extra work on them, and they're hoping everybody's being honest about it and doing the right thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, all right, Amber, let's get into you're definitely doing the best that you can with what you got, and your business is thriving. So go ahead and give us some more what's going on here.
Well, for sake of ego, James, I'm not just doing the best I can. I feel like I'm running laps around a lot of people. And the reason why I say that is because I think too many people want to define themselves by their limitations, and I say absolutely not. Like, whatever you want to do, you can achieve. You have a skill set regardless. And so that's the way I live my life. And yeah, I have a few businesses. I have a 9 to 5 job that I work every single day, and I love it. I love it. I'm grateful for it, and yeah,
Don't
that's what I'm working
apologize to
on.
don't apologize to me or anybody for tooting your own horn and patting yourself on the back. Don't ever do that, Amber. Be
Oh,
again
I
proud
don't want
that
to
you're
do
out there.
that.
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying. You don't want to seem like you're gloating and bragging and stand up. Again, you're going to be an example for the next person that sees it and going to say, "Man, I can do it too." Then, so all right, but
If you have a reason behind what you want to do, you can accomplish just about everything. My reason obviously is my future and myself, but I also want to impact other people. And so I think about my goals and what I want to do constantly. And it's almost like if I don't do it, then I would feel worse than if if I just try. So I'm gonna try to shoot for the stratosphere, like impossible delusional goals, and then I'm gonna reach a good bit of where I want to go because I'm so delusional about it.
what's the
And
saying? Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you may hit the stars. So
that's
yeah,
it.
um, yeah. I'm like you. We need to try to do the best we can and venture out and do again. Other people are watching and they want to see how you do it so they can
Yeah,
step and get that encouragement as well. So,
for sure.
disability or no disability, everybody, if somebody wants to accomplish something, you may have to alter your route. You may have to
Hmm.
find other assistance. Uh, but if it's that important to you, you'll definitely find a way.
That's right. That's right.
So, all right, Amber, I know you got things that you need to be doing, and I appreciate you being here. Go ahead and give everybody your social media, how they can get hold of you, they want to talk with you, websites, whatever.
Instagram is the best way, and it's my name right there at ambermccallum.com. All of my socials are my name. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, and X and Threads. But I'm even on Blue Sky, which I hate. But Instagram's where I will respond to everybody. So if you join there, that would be great. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
And we'll put this in the show notes to make it easier for people. For the ones listening, it's Amber AMBER McCollum M small c. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. With a capital COLLUM. So it's MCCOLLUM, and I'll put it in the show notes as well. So
Thank you so much.
Amber, thank you for being here. Hey, we know there's people hurting and struggling, and if you can give us a positive word to help them get through today, that'd be a blessing.
The thing that I would tell everybody is don't underestimate your infinite advantage. And what do I mean by that? Your infinite advantage is your brain. You are given a brain with thoughts and imagination and fears and hopes and dreams, and that brain can create almost anything, and we were designed to be creators. So regardless of your walk in life, what you look like, what your ability is, use your brain to create impact for other people, and that's what I'd say.
Amen, sister. We're all born with some type of superhuman, Superman, Batman strength or whatever. Find out what it is and use it to your advantage. So, Amber Pansy says, admired your strength and resiliency. Again, thank you, Pansy, for coming in. Jan, thank you for coming in. Everybody else, share it to someone you know that could use a little upbeat, a little pick me up, and share this out with someone else. I'm Dr. James Purdue, the professor of perseverance. Do something today, tomorrow, something next week that's going to help you persevere
Amen.
past your paralysis.